Welcome to Real Dad Bro Talk, where all the guys come to hang out. 100% real talk with Matt and company. Here we go.
All right. Real Dad Bro Talk here. You got Matt and Nick tonight hitting up the Real Dad Bro Talk, episode number 6. And tonight we are going to be talking about the NFL Super Bowl. We're going to dissect the Eagles' victory. We are going to talk about our best Super Bowl commercials and also the worst, or maybe disappointed. And then we're also going to bring up the Winter Olympics since that's coming up this week. So first and foremost, man, how you doing, buddy? What's up, Nick?
I'm doing great, and it makes it even better with that game we just watched last night.
Look, oh, you mean, wait, hold on a minute. I was hearing something, and it sounded something like this. I think that's the Eagles fans. Yes.
That's the Eagles fans and all the Patriot haters all at the same time.
That was me clapping as well. I found myself a diehard Packers fan just seriously rooting so hard for the Eagles just to pull it off somehow, some way. So kudos to Philly. They got their first NFL Super Bowl, and man, did they not. I thought the game didn't disappoint at all, honestly.
No, it was an offensive showdown here. There wasn't much defense in this thing at all. But it was one of those where if you stepped away from the TV for 5 minutes, you were missing one touchdown, a field goal, and another touchdown by the other team.
Right.
It kept it interesting the whole game.
You know, and you did hear people saying there was some people that were disappointed in that. That there wasn't more of an defensive, game at all. But if you look at it too, though, I mean, Brady and Foles, man, they played lights out. I thought that if you're going to look at the way that they were throwing the ball, I thought that with Brady, he did have a lot of pretty open receivers, honestly. There's a lot of wide open plays for him. But if you look at Nick Foles' body of work last night, he was threading the needle in just some crazy back shoulder passes or just small windows. And he was just threading it, dude, getting it right there, right where it needed to be. And man, I thought that they just played a phenomenal game, and the game calling by Doug Peterson was fantastic.
They played the exact game that they had to play to beat Brady. I mean, Brady threw for 505 yards and lost the game. That is a ridiculous stat that someone can throw for that much. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. They don't punt the entire game, and they lost.
Right.
Foles did everything he had to do to beat that team, and it worked.
So if you're looking at a piece of paper right now, right, and you see Brady's stats and his stat line and Foles' stat line, who do you think won the game?
If you're looking at that, you're saying, "Oh fuck, Brady killed him." They probably beat him by 2 touchdowns, and it was a boring game.
Right.
If you just look at those two players,
it looked crazy on there. And then Foles getting in the action, catching a pass, Brady dropping one. I mean, that was kind of
the best part about that play was coming right after Brady tried it. The dude he's a great quarterback. Receiver, he's got some work to do there.
He's too slow. He's too slow, too.
They do damn near the same exact play, a little bit difference for a touchdown. That made it even sweeter.
I know. And that was a 4th down play. I mean, Peterson and the Eagles had a game plan that said, this is the damn Super Bowl. I'm laying it out there. Like we said, they got nothing to lose. We said that last one. By the way, good call on the last one. You totally said that they were going to win the way they did on the defensive side. Come with a big turnover, they did, and that's how they won the game. So kudos to you for calling that one. I was sitting there thinking, I didn't want the Patriots to win. But before that sack came and that fumble happened, in my mind was playing they're going to drive down, they're going to kick a field goal and win by 1. You know what I mean? I was like, daggone. So I thought for sure that mine was going to come through, and I was going to be super pissed off. But I'm glad yours worked out the way it did. So good job, dude.
Yeah, when they scored that touchdown and went up, Brady's got the ball. You're thinking, oh boy.
Yeah. Let's go back to that touchdown.
I'm hoping something
Ertz,
can happen
man.
here.
Let's talk about that real quick. Zach Ertz gets a nice catch and run and dives in for the touchdown, right?
Mm-hmm.
What? and I saw people talking today about the Steelers catch. Jesse James, right, caught that touchdown. Well, reversal of that catch. Those two plays didn't look anywhere similar to me. I saw Zach Ertz catch the ball, take 3 steps, and jump, like dive into the end zone. Jesse James, he literally almost caught and threw himself in. Like he didn't really actually take possession of the ball and make like a move, an actual football move, to actually make himself a runner. So I was kind of surprised that was even reviewed for as long as it was before it was actually a touchdown. And you heard the dude on there, the announcer, if this is a catch, then blah, blah, blah. No, that was the definition of a catch. He took 3 steps holding possession and dove.
The biggest thing for me was, like you said, when he caught that ball, he's getting tackled, but he makes that football move. That turns that into a catch. He turns upfield. He's in the air. He's reaching the ball over. That ball's just got to cross.
Broke the plane. Yeah, broke the plane.
Got to cross that line. It crossed the line. That was a touchdown. I don't understand what it took so long for them to review that play.
Who was that?
If they had overturned that, I can't even imagine what would have happened in Philadelphia.
Who was that announcer last night? It was Chris something, right?
Collinsworth.
What the hell was he watching? Seriously, I'm sitting there like, if that he's sitting there saying that can't be a catch, and I'm sitting there like, no way, dude. That is a catch. I don't know what we're even looking at right now. So, anyways,
that's a season's worth of no one having any idea what counts as a catch anymore. They got to relax the rule a little bit and make it a little. Right. Some of these things it's obvious, and they pull out these rules. Well, he was reaching and then he fumbled, so we're going to call that an incomplete. You just go back to the old way. This wasn't a problem 3 or 4 years ago. As soon as they make that catch, they make any sort of football move, that's a catch.
Right.
Get back to the old way.
100% agree with you. What about Clements? Was that a catch?
I thought it was.
I thought it was. You got 2 feet in, had possession of the ball. So anyways, there were some questionable calls they were feeling. A lot of Patriots fans were butthurt about it today. Even said the last play that Gronk got pass interference. I mean, come on, dude. Like, for real, though. There's a couple things that could have went. When it comes to a Hail Mary, how many times do you honestly see somebody get their ass beat down there? It's a Hail Mary. Like, that's
100% of them plays there's pass interference.
Yeah, there's always going to be some
type of. That's a play where you just got to out-muscle. It's whoever comes up with that ball comes up with that ball. Now, you can't go up there and just straight tackle a dude.
Right, I agree with that.
They're going to
let
a heck of a lot more contact go on a Hail Mary than they would on a normal play.
Exactly.
You just got to go make a play.
And if the two guys that were on there, I want to say it was Dorsett and maybe Amendola, right? Were down there too. If they were in a better position, I feel like that they could have caught that ball. They were right next to each other.
It was bounced around.
If they would have separated away from Gronk a little bit and kind of stood back, dude, that could have been scary, and that could have been a touchdown easily. I felt like, at least in giving at least a better chance at it, you know. So, good game though. I was pumped about it. I'm happy for the Philly fans to finally get your first Super Bowl. Enjoy it, as I saw that you guys did. You tore up the streets. You blew shit up. You set the whole town on fire. You broke into freaking gas stations and started beating the shit out of everything you could see. And I'm just thinking to my mind, like, what if they lost, dude? That they wouldn't. Philly would be. They would have killed everybody. Everybody would have died in Philly today if they would have lost.
I've never understood all that. Everyone's excited. What do you need to go trash stuff for? Get drunk, get excited,
blowing
have fun.
shit up.
Why does everyone always need to go tear crap up, man?
Breaking into places and drinking pop and just being weird as shit. Just weird. It got awkward. I would not want to have been in that city, after all that happened. But
if I was living in downtown Philly, I'd have been boarding up my windows, boarding up my front door, just to make sure no one come flying in.
Could you imagine if, like, you were just an innocent person who had your vehicle out there and you're like, you go out to your car today and you're like, what the hell? It's blown up.
Upside down.
Yeah, it's upside down.
Burnt to a crisp.
You're like, oh, that's great. Philly, Eagles #1. Let's get excited about that. Whatever. Cool. But no, I think that was good for the town, good for the fans. So they finally got it. But now let's talk about another conundrum, I guess, right? Kind of, what are they going to face now? So you have the Eagles, who had Carson Wentz, who was on an MVP tear until he actually tore his ACL. And he was on pace to do some good things. And then Nick Foles comes in, and now he is your Super Bowl MVP. What are you doing?
I was watching this last night, They're setting up the stage. Wife's sitting beside me. I said, how weird is this going to be, and how interesting of an offseason? So they give that MVP to Foles. And I really thought they were, and he got it.
Yeah.
What do you do with a backup quarterback that takes you to the Super Bowl, beats Brady, wins Super Bowl MVP, and he's the backup?
And not only wins the Super Bowl MVP,
next year, man,
he crushed the Vikings, dude.
He did.
He made them look stupid. So, I mean, you're honestly, I know this is like just, it's a good situation to be in if you're the Eagles, but you're riding Carson Wentz. You have to. You cannot not go back to Foles. You have to go with Carson Wentz, and you have got to get some awesome trade out of it or draft picks with Foles. You have to, strike while the iron's hot, a.k.a. dangle him in front of the Browns, and then God help you, Nick Foles, if you go to the Browns, but you dangle him in front of the Browns. You maybe even, could you imagine? Think about this. In Philly, right? He crushes it, does great. Eli Manning's on his way out. Could you imagine if somehow they do some magical trade and make that work, and Nick Foles goes to the divisional rivals, the New York Giants? That would be interesting.
There's going to be a few teams licking their chops this year, because when you look at Foles, I agree 100%. I understand he won the MVP. He just won you the Super Bowl. Wentz is your long-term guy.
Yeah,
the guy's a stud. He got hurt. It worked out for him this year. But he is your starter. Come game one next year, he's going to be taking snaps. With Foles, the dude almost quit a year or so ago. He's not going to want to sit back and take a backup role anymore. He just went out and won the Super Bowl for Philly. He's going to want a starting job somewhere. You look at, like you said, the Giants is somewhere, I think. The Browns, I feel terrible for him if he ends up going to Cleveland.
That's what I'm saying. I feel so bad if he ends up there.
I would feel bad too. There's quite a few teams I think that would take a look at him. So for Foles and for the Eagles, I think they do exactly that. They kind of start contacting some teams, say, we got to move this kid. Who's going to give us the best deal? And then I think you go back to Wentz starting game one. You tell them, Thank you for getting us our first Super Bowl. We're moving on.
So
we already have our starter.
Pick right now, if you had to say, if someone was like, hey, Nick Foles is starting where next year? If you had to pick one team, where is he going to be?
I hate to say it, but I would say Cleveland. I think Cleveland's looking at Kirk Cousins already.
Yep.
But if Foles is an option, if the dude just won a Super Bowl, I would say Cleveland.
I'm torn, man. I think Cleveland's going to play it to the draft pick again. I think so. I think they're going to try to draft a young guy, thinking that they're going to get it figured out finally. They're just going to play that dumb role again. So I don't think Cleveland's going to do it. Here's my sleeper. Two sleepers. So I'll tell you which one I'll pick. The Chargers or the Broncos. So those two are sleepers because Phillip Rivers is on his way out too. Like, he's the same draft class as Eli. And then you got the Broncos, who desperately need a decent quarterback because their receiving core is pretty damn good. So I'm going to go with somehow, some way, he ends up with Denver.
If I was Foles, I would tell Philly, I understand the spot you're in. I just wanted the Super Bowl. At least maybe let me have a little bit of input of where you try to move me. And if I was him, my top two destinations, one would be the Giants, and the other one would be Denver. Denver is a team, I think, if they could get a good quarterback in there like Foles and he could play like he did at the end of the season, Denver would be right back in it on the AFC side.
Agreed.
They've already got a team set up and around. They're just kind of missing that piece. Like you said, they got damn good wide receivers. They got a running game, got a pretty good defense. You stick him in there, they might be back to competing next year.
Yep. So do you think the Eagles are going to get back to the Super Bowl next year?
I think you get Wentz back in there, you're going to be seeing them competing with everyone on the AFC side.
I think
for the AFC championship. And then depending on what happens on the NFC side, you're going to be seeing the Eagles in the playoffs for a few years to come, as long as Wentz can continue the way he played this year.
Yep, I agree. You think there's going to be a dip off with what is that? Matt Patricia is leaving, and probably McDaniels is leaving. So do you think you're going to see something?
I think it's
different
going
out
to
of
be kind
them,
of hard. I mean, you still got Belichick, you still got Brady, so you still got your main two pieces. But on the offensive side, that takes a little while for a new offensive coordinator, which McDaniels is supposed to be leaving to the Colts. They haven't announced it yet, but it sounds like something will probably be coming this week. If he truly does leave and go to Indianapolis, you obviously got to put someone in there. It's going to take a while for him to gel, to get down to what plays the new coordinator is going to want to run, what plays Brady is most comfortable with. It's still Brady. They'll be fine, but it is going to take a little bit at the beginning of the season for them to gel. So it will be interesting to see with new offense and defense coordinator what they kind of come out with to start the year. I think by the end of the year, it's still Brady. As long as he's playing and the level he's going at, they're still going to be fine. They're still going to be competing unless they're going to be in these big games for at least another 3-4 years.
Yeah, so someone told me, which I haven't read into it to be honest with you, but Greg Schiano, I've heard that he's now the defensive coordinator for the Pats.
That would be a hell of a hire if they can get him.
Yeah,
he's wanting a bigger role than he's got at Ohio State. He was already searching. So if he could get that, I think that would be a pretty good hire. Yeah. Offensive wise, I'm not really sure where they're going to go yet for offensive coordinator. Yeah, but if as long as Brady's there, you could just hire. I could go be offensive coordinator, right? You could make Brady the first quarterback / offensive coordinator, not even have a person in there. Just say, Brady, let's go. Just go out there and call the game.
You could.
Do what you want to do.
You actually could. And if McDaniels gets on to the Colts, you think that's a good thing for Andrew Luck?
I think it'll be interesting. McDaniels, obviously, his first go-around as NFL head coach didn't quite work out for him, so it'll be interesting. He got a little experience. Mm-hmm. He went back under Belichick for a few years, kind of reworked what he wants to do. Colts are definitely a team that looking at him, you think they should be a good team. They had a weird year last year with Andrew Luck, so it'll be interesting to see if he can come back next year, where he's at, taking an entire year off.
Yeah.
But I think for McDaniels, it probably was a good move on his part to say, all right, let's give it another go.
Yeah, you might as well.
Let's see what I got.
Otherwise, you might not get another chance. You got to do it now. So who's your sleeper team out of the NFC next year? Sleeper team that's going to make it to the playoffs.
Sleeper team.
Yeah.
Well, so can I pick any team that did not make the playoffs this year?
You pick any team you want to. Any team that you felt that, even if you feel like they made the playoffs this year and maybe they shouldn't have, or you felt that maybe they wouldn't, but they're going to do it again. Doesn't matter. Pick any NFC team you want.
I'm going to say on the NFC side, obviously I'm a Packers fan, so I want to say them, but that's not too good of a pick, so let's go a little better than that.
Yeah, don't be Homer.
I'm going to go surprising. I'm going to say the Giants make a move and either kick Eli back into his good gear and they start making a run at it again, or they pick up a quarterback. I'm going to say the Giants can be back to competing next year.
Okay.
On the NFC side.
I'm going to go with the 49ers. I think they found something in Garoppolo, and they built off of that with his 5-0 record at the end of the year. And now that they're going to have that, and they're going to have some more time, and you got Shanahan down there. He knows the offense. He's good with quarterbacks. That I think next year you're going to see the 49ers be a little bit more dangerous than what we think. Carlos Hyde might be healthy, so that's what I'm thinking. They're going to do some good stuff. So what on the AFC side, who do you got?
On the AFC side, when I look at the Oakland / Las Vegas Raiders, I think they're a team that is just ready to break out.
Yeah.
I think Derek Carr had a weird year last year. Amari Cooper was basically non-existent for the whole year.
Yep.
If I look at on the AFC side, I'm looking for the Raiders this to be their year to either break out and they make a big run and start playing like the team that I think they should be, or if they have another year like that, it's time to start making some changes before you move into a new stadium and move to Las Vegas. So on the AFC side, I'd go to Raiders.
We got John Gruden now too.
Correct.
So that's a
damn
impact.
good coach right there.
Yeah, that's a big
and
impact.
he's gonna demand a heck of a lot more
Yes.
from that team than they have been used to. So I think he will make
Agreed.
an immediate impact on that team.
Agreed. So I got two for you that I'm thinking of, right? I think the Texans, but then I'm also going to throw one in there too, the Dolphins. So, and here's my reason. Deshaun Watson's a badass. He literally lit the shit out of everybody that he came in touch with until he got hurt. So hopefully he can come back from his injury and to do the same thing because he was fun to watch. Well, on the Dolphin side of it, Tannehill got jacked up. He was out for the season. Jay Cutler's a piece of shit and smoking cigarettes on the sideline. He just sucks. And then they're on the defensive side, they had a lot of injuries on the defensive side that I feel that if they come back healthy, they could surprise a lot of people. And I think that they might sneak in there because people might underestimate them. But I think the Texans have a much more winnable division, so I'm going to go with the Texans. Are going to get into the playoffs next year, and they're going to make a bigger rumble than anybody thinks.
Deshaun made an immediate impact when they went from having it as a backup to putting him in as a starter.
Oh, yeah.
And then when he got hurt, they went right back to being a terrible team.
He was my fantasy stud.
That dude's, fantasy-wise, he's going to be a first-rounder next year if you're looking for a quarterback. That dude running, throwing, the throws he was making, deep ball, short pass, scrambling around. He's got a full package. He's going to have a hell of a career coming in front of him as long as he can stay healthy. So that's a good pick.
It'd be nice, it would be nice if JT Barrett can get onto a team somehow and just do what Deshaun did. Somehow. I don't think that's going to happen, but that would be really cool.
JT is going to have a hard time. I think he's probably looking at practice squad to start his career in the NFL if he can get looked at there or going to the Canadian League.
Yeah.
Take a look there. But a little bit different of a player, but it'd be nice to see if he could pull something out, start making some throws.
Agreed. Well, all right, man. What else was cool about the Super Bowl? The commercials? Did you watch? I mean, what were your two favorite commercials?
That's always when you think of Super Bowl, you think of three things. You think of one, you think of the game.
Yeah.
Two, you think of who's performing during halftime, and three, you got the commercials from start to finish.
Yep.
Two ones that I really liked. One was the Doritos / Mountain Dew, where you had Peter Dinklage rapping.
Yeah. That
Dude
was awesome.
Fucking hilarious. And then you had Morgan Freeman, Missy Elliott. I thought that was a great commercial. I've never really seen two different brands kind of combine to make a commercial together.
By the way, how old is Morgan Freeman? Is he like 202 now?
I was thinking closer to about 300.
That dude is old as shit, and he doesn't look like he's getting old. He's got gray hair, but other than that, he looks like he's in Shawshank Redemption still.
As long as he's got that voice, he's going to be making commercials and making movies until the day he dies.
Touche.
So I picked that as one, and then the other one, I really like the E-Trade commercial. You get all these old people out running around doing these jobs, talking about needing to secure your retirement so you're not them. Funniest part of the whole commercial was this old guy is a firefighter trying to turn the hose on. He turns the hose on, and he just starts flying around. The water's going everywhere.
I missed that one.
I got a damn good kick out of that one. So for my two picks, that's the two I would go to.
What's your favorite? I'm going to echo your Doritos and your Mountain Dew because that's going to go down as a pretty good classic commercial. And then I still think I know probably everybody's picking this one too, but Odell Beckham and Eli, that caught me off guard, to be honest with you. And it caught me off guard, and it made me laugh, and it made me smile because you don't see Eli like that, right? And you see Odell Beckham as being this flashy guy that almost has like a big ego. So to see him kind of take that type of a role where he could be like the female in it in a way and jump into his arms, I thought that was a good one. That was a good comic relief for me. I enjoyed that one.
You expect the commercial I got from Odell, not from Eli.
No, Eli seems like the quiet guy, would never say anything. Like he'd be the guy who tries not to fart in public because he's just scared. People might think he's gross or something like that.
Agreed.
So what was the one that was like stupid to you, or you were like, seriously, what the hell was that?
So I was watching. So you had this Bud Light commercial, right? So they did a two-parter. First part was decent. They did a good job of setting up the storyline. You got two armies out on the battlefield. You got this kind of scrummy looking bunch, outnumbered. inferior weapons to the other guys. To be continued. You're waiting for the second half. The second half, they bring out the Bud Night, and it just flopped. They had a good setup to a commercial, and the way that they had the second half run of it, the night just goes to a convenience store, buys a 12-pack of Bud Light. That, to me, it was after it was over, I said, that was it. Come on, man, Bud Light, you can do a better commercial than that. I hated that commercial. I thought
like you were telling me
commercial.
I saw that too. That sounded like you were trying to tell me a damn story. Is it a long ass commercial or something?
It had a long storyline to it, and it flopped at the end. They had a good setup, and then forgot about the second half of the story.
Huh. Well, I'm never drinking Bud Light again now. That sounds stupid. So, I was disappointed in the Jack Link's commercials, right? Sasquatch. That shit is hilarious. Yep. Like, those commercials, literally, most of the time, I'll find myself on YouTube just watching them because they're funny as hell. And the one last night made zero damn... I was sitting there like, that made no sense whatsoever what the hell they were trying to accomplish with you're either running with Sasquatch or you're running away from Sasquatch. And if you're running away from Sasquatch and not eating a jerky, he's going to beat the shit out of you.
A little bit of a head scratcher on that one.
That makes zero sense to me. Like, you have put yourself up there now, right, with funny commercials outside of the Super Bowl, and then you pay to have that space, and you pay a shit ton of money to have that space on the Super Bowl primetime, and you completely just put up a big fat goose egg and make people feel like I'm never going to eat your shit again now either. So Bud Light, not drinking you. Jack Link's, suck it. I'm not going to do that either because I'm not doing that.
You talk about the commercials. Did you see how much NBC was charging for a 30-second ad?
Dude.
$5 million for a 30-second ad. So think about, you had a black screen for 30 seconds. They lost $5 million because of some sort of error.
That's completely insane to me. You know who pays for that space, buddy? The same people that did the 7-figure bet on the Eagles and now are laughing at everybody's face right now to the bank. Like, come on. The rich just got rich, or the rich just got richer, right? Oh my gosh. Whatever. Good for you guys, though, or girls. You're rolling in the
good dough. For NBC and how much money they just made on them commercials last night.
Right? Oh my god.
Hundreds of millions of dollars.
Oh man. So commercials were pretty good. Hopefully they can do a little better next year on some of these ones and redeem themselves. Oh, the Keanu Reeves one was weird too, by the way. For that weird ass website design thing. What the hell was that? He was just standing on a motorcycle and driving it. Did you see that one?
Yeah, I seen that one. When I was watching, I'm like, is that Keanu on now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
standing on the motorcycle. And it was for a website design company or something. It didn't make any sense.
Well, they design websites. They don't design commercials, so.
Yeah, should have done a speed one or something. Maybe that made me more happy, but not that one. Well, we were going to talk about the Olympics tonight, Winter Olympics, but maybe we'll dive into that next time because, I don't know, man. I feel like we should probably get into a couple other things. The challenge we did, right? Again, are you still feeling okay? I'm feeling okay.
I'm feeling okay, but I don't want to do it again. I'll tell you that.
No, right. So we did that Carolina Reaper Beef Jerky Challenge. Again, if you haven't seen it, go to YouTube, Facebook. You can go to Reddit, check out the full video. But we're trying to get another challenge together. So we're asking for help. We're trying to see if there's a challenge out there that you think that we should do. And if we select your challenge and we use it, we put it on YouTube, we'll give you a shout out that you're the one that had the idea. But we're also going to get you some free merch. So we're really looking for you for some guidance and some help to figure out what challenge you want us to do. Don't really care what it is. Could be eating something. Here's the deal, though. Anybody listening, Nick, if this shit comes up, dude, I'm telling you right now, it's 100% you, and I will tell you to go stick it where the sun don't shine, is if someone says eat a damn bug, you can kiss my ass. Because I'm not eating any bugs. That's where I'm drawing the line. I'm not going to eat bugs.
Eat a little ladybug?
No, I'm not. I won't eat any bugs. like those big old grub worms or something like that. If anybody says anything about bugs,
anything living. We'll say that. Anything living.
If it's dead, I'm not going to eat a bug. Why would I eat a bug if it was dead? I got food in my fridge. I'm not on survival right now. If I was on survival, it's a whole other game. And I still might throw up, and I might not be able to eat anyways, because I've seen them eat them bugs, and they explode in your mouth. So think about that for a second. Would you do it?
I'll pass. No.
There's no way you're going to do that. That's disgusting. But if they do, I mean, you might have to be honest with you, because I'm not doing it. Just saying. So, you need to hit us up on Instagram. Hit us up on info@realdadbrotalk.com. Shoot us your challenges. You can go to our Twitter page, our Facebook page, and we also need some help with getting some people to follow us on Spreaker. So Spreaker is just our site where we record these podcasts. It gets uploaded to iTunes, SoundCloud. You can go to Spreaker itself and do that. So we're working on that one, but we need you guys to follow us here, subscribe, and we really appreciate you. And next week we'll dive into the Winter Olympics, and we'll talk about some other things that are going on in the world. So like I said, we're going to rock this out. We're going to do it here, and we'll talk to you guys next week. And thank you for joining us. Until then.
Join us next week for another epic episode of RDBT. Keep track of what we're doing on all social media at Real Dad Bro Talk. Till next time.
The sunshine, let the watch of rain stop, all because of sunshine. That's what I call foresight. That's what I call manifesting. Moving to the rhythm of my intuition.